Hi, Empaths. Welcome back. Happy adventures in being an empath and all that evolves into and involves and includes. I had a dream last night, Empaths, about many of you. It was almost like we were watching a movie, but it was a movie of your ancestors. Okay, so some of you, it was like your grandparents, great grandparents, great grandparents. We were watching a movie, and the texture and color of the movie, it was like that font or that color text sepia, and we were together observing several events that were unfair and unkind and unjust that happened to many of your relatives. I saw a lot of very vivid things, and many of you were there with me. And so the events of the dream many of them were very tragic. And I saw that a lot of your relatives were also empaths like you, and they really did their best. They were walking in integrity and really trying to be good people. Whether they realized they were empaths or not, I don't know, but they were doing their best to be good people, and they still ended up getting the short end of the stick. So the energy that is being downloaded at this time after I meditated about that dream is that there's a beautiful energy here. It's an angelic light support technology, an energy to clear and heal things in your family line, Empath, that were unfair, unkind, malicious, nefarious, controlling. And there's some things that happened to your ancestors, and that got passed down in your emotional DNA, epigenetics, your defense mechanisms, and your coping skills. And it influences some of the ways you move through the world now, and your family members and loved ones. It influences what happened to your ancestors, influences some of your self-doubt, low self-esteem, and intimidation, and failure to launch and activate certain dreams and goals that you have, things that you want to do. Sometimes you hesitate, dear ones, and it's an energy that's been passed down, a self-defeating energy. And so our angelic light support is here to clear that energy. And so I invite you, dear ones, if you choose, to take a nice deep inhale, exhale, in through the nose and out through the nose, and in through the nose and out through the mouth. Really just feel that breath filling your being, and then really let it go. One more, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Sigh it out if you like. Yeah. And in that space, dear ones, just realize that like rays of the sun, light beams are shining down upon you now, upon us, our empath collective. Whenever we join together, we are a circle of light, a circle of like-minded beings, and heart to heart, we create a circle. And so the divine that loves you unconditionally, your angels, your teachers, your mentors, your guides, your benevolent ancestors, the overseers of your soul's light, your soul's work, your soul path that God, Creator, the Source, assigned to watch over you. There's beautiful angelic light support now beaming upon you, shining over you and your emotional experience and your energetic experience. And the beautiful light support is here to clear and lift up and out any heaviness, density, depression, anxiety, worry, low self-esteem, emotional fatigue. You know, I'm hearing, well, why bother? Why should I even do it? They're not going to give it to me. I don't have the degree. I don't have the education. I don't have the experience. Let's clear that. Spirit, let's clear that energy now. Take a nice deep breath, dear ones. And on the exhale, let's clear it. So this light support is here to protect you and to anchor your structure, your physical being with your soul structure. And there's healing and recalibration happening now. There's a light code activation happening now. So I invite you again throughout this talk, just take nice deep breaths, filling up the lungs, oxygenating cells and organs, oxygenating all of your body systems, and on your exhales, release. On the inhales, allow your breath to find any tension that may be here in your shoulders, your neck, your elbows, thighs, knees, all your organs, anywhere where you're holding tension, lower back, spine. On the inhale, find that. Let your angels find that with your breath. And on the exhales, let the wind of spirit blow that out of your being. So with this light code activation, dear ones, you can expect to begin to feel better. Just take a nice deep breath. Spirit, let's clear any residue, any overwhelm, any overload, anything associated with misfortune of the past, abuse of the empath's ancestors that's trickled down through the bloodline, through genetics and through epigenetics. Let's clear it. So you can expect to feel better emotionally and physically, dear ones. Your ancestors have the medicine. So some of your ancestors were abused and taken advantage of and hurt and wounded. There were malicious events, unkind, unfair things. Some of you lost money. Some of you, your inheritance wasn't passed down to you. You never received certain things that grandparents intended for you to have, or other relatives intended for you to have. There's an energy of clearing that injustice. And dear ones, on the inhale, find the pain, find the suffering, find the unfair act or unfair experience. And on your exhale, lift it up to the divine. Let them escort it to spiritual court. So you've got angelic light support healing you, lifting the unfairness, the maliciousness, the injustice out of your being now. And you have angels, messengers of love and light, guardian protectors, and those whose assignment is to exact justice, to create justice on your behalf, and to advocate on your behalf, and to call forth judgment. They are taking these energies and these experiences, the density, the heaviness that got lodged in your psyche, in your physical body, in your heart space, in your experience. Those things are being escorted to spiritual court, divine, higher spiritual court, for it to be worked out in the higher realms. And I'm hearing divine justice will prevail. So your ancestors have the medicine. Your ancestors that have crossed over and transitioned are in the light, benevolent ancestors in the light, have the medicine. On the other side, they have wisdom. They have their own angelic light support. They have the God essence technology. They have access to divine wisdom that they didn't have when they were here in physical form. And they would like to share the medicine with you, the remedies, the healings for all matters concerning your life, everything that is obstructing your success and preventing you from accomplishing those goals, those dreams that you desire. Some of those things, the torch has been passed to you. Some of those inspirations and ideas that you have, those unique, beautiful innovations and goals that you've brainstormed in divine dream space, in your prayers, meditation, those are inspired by your ancestors. The torch has been passed to you, and I'm seeing a lot of creativity, empaths, a lot of creativity, art and drawing and coloring and sketching and sculpting, things with clay, making all kinds of things. Even I'm seeing wood, things with wood, and also fire and metal. So a lot of creative endeavors. And to you, it's just art, your beautiful art creation, but there's actually a light code attached to these things, and it's extremely healing for the collective. So, dear ones, you can share the technology that's being gifted to you now. Take a nice deep breath. On the inhale, release what doesn't serve. Let spirit clear it. And on your next inhale, receive the light code activations and the technology and the healing to permeate your creative endeavors. And just receive, 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 receive. And you can share this technology that's being gifted to you right now with others by asking the divine beings that work with your structure, the oversouls that have been assigned, commissioned by God, Creator, Source, the various departments in your soul structure, what is available within our storehouses. You can ask, what's available in my soul structure, in the storehouses of my soul structure to share with the collective, to send to others, to send to my assignments, to send to those beings on this planet that I'm aligned with, whether that be nature, animals, humans, your ancestors, your family, your neighbors, your coworkers. What is it within my soul structure that is aligned for me to give? It's beautiful. There's a beautiful healing that is happening right now for our collective empaths. And for those of you that are watching, there's a beautiful, beautiful clearing happening. Take a nice deep breath. It's right here in your heart chakra. The heart is becoming less heavy. Take a deep breath. Feel that clearing in your heart space. Deep breath. Inhale. Something is lifting right around your heart chakra. So beautiful. It's getting lighter and lighter and lighter. You're getting healed, and your creative juices are going to start flowing. So angelic light support is being offered, as well as there's a clarity in erroneous thinking. It's called the balance of giving. So this is really important. I want to make sure I say it right. I wrote some notes. The message is don't overgive, set boundaries with your giving. When giving, ask for what is available to give others from your soul structure. And you can do this on a daily basis. Like in church, for people who go to church, they call it tithes or offerings. And what Spirit is saying is allow the divine messages to be sent for healing when it's available, aligned, appropriate to people, to animals, to nature, to countries, to continents, etc. Don't overgive. Ask what's within your structure, gifted by the divine, by God essence frequency that is contained within your structure that's appropriate for you to give. So don't just go giving carelessly without considering what is in alignment with other people's structure and what is aligned for you to give. This is a huge key to keep us from being drained, dear empaths. Sometimes we see a need or someone asks us for help, and we think because we're empaths, we're automatically supposed to just go and help. And what that does a lot of the time is takes from our own surplus and leaves us drained. So there's energy, gifts, healing, blessings that are just for you and just for your family and just for your direct assignments. Everything else comes from the surplus of our soul structure if it's aligned and appropriate to share. So don't give to everyone. This drains you. Give what is aligned to those who are appropriate. And there's a strong connection that you have with your soul structure. And if you allow yourself to really connect with that higher connection to your higher self, your soul, oversouls, the source of everything. If you are connected with that God source, the frequency of your higher self, the frequency of God within your structure, you will be able to discern when it's appropriate to give and when it's appropriate to hold back and not give. And what this does is it keeps a balance within you so that you are not drained, and this keeps you sharp. If you overgive, dear ones, your structure is contaminated and the energy and gifts that are appropriate for you to share with others are watered down and maybe not even available if you are overgiving. So there's a beautiful opportunity for us to stop overgiving and to realign with the truth of giving and the balance of giving, and only give what is appropriate and aligned. And in order to do that, you need discernment. And in order to have discernment, you have to have that strong, beautiful, solid connection with your higher self, God, creator, source, your angels, your ancestors, so that you are always abiding in the highest light. Another thing that the spirit realm shared with me to share with our collective is that there's this notion that, no pain, no gain. And that is actually false conditioning, false programming, false information. It is true, with suffering comes compassion. And most of us empaths have experienced some level of suffering. And through our healing process, we have compassion and empathy for others. That is true. However, we don't have to experience pain in order for growth to happen. We can receive activation codes, we can receive healing, we can listen to our higher selves, we can listen to God, we can align ourselves with higher frequencies, God essence frequencies, we can remove ourselves from lower vibrational people, we can protect ourselves, we can remain in the sanctuary of the heart, we can heal our wounds, we can shed density, we can merge our ego with our light, we can merge our shadow with our light. Basically, growth can happen without us going through pain. And that's one of the keys. There's keys embedded all over this planet. Keys are behind trees, under trees, in the ground, within crystals, within animals, within certain light workers. There's keys all over the planet. Imagine there's keys buried everywhere. And it's our job to find the keys. And when we're gifted a key, we want to integrate the wisdom and knowledge that comes with that key. And so one of those keys is that we don't have to suffer in order to experience grace and growth. We can integrate the lessons, we can integrate the wisdom of our ancestors, we can use the Akashic records in our prayers and in our meditations, and by staying aligned with a pure heart structure, we can integrate all that we need and maintain balance without having to undergo unnecessary pain. That doesn't mean we won't experience any suffering. For example, people we love at some point will pass away, our pets will pass away. Sometimes we don't get the job or the promotion. However, some of the gut-wrenching pain that some of you went through in childhood and adolescence or your young adult years, and some of the gut-wrenching pain of your ancestors can be transcended. We can ascend from that pain, we can heal, and we can grow by just integrating the keys that are offered now, and by receiving the light code activations that are offered to our structure now. Everything that is not aligned with our soul structure and our divine purpose, spirit, teachers, angels, guardian protectors, benevolent ancestors, all who exist in the highest realms of pure love and light with God, creator, source, let's clear it. Thank you. And finally, dear ones, I want to remind all of you empaths that when you're in a state of gratitude, you are not in a negative state. You're not judgmental of yourself or others. You're not self-critical or critical of others when you remain in gratitude. Gratitude neutralizes emotions. It calms the nervous system and it protects your vibrational set point. So by remaining in gratitude, you can alleviate chaotic situations very quickly, internal chaotic situations and external, actually. Gratitude acts as medicine. It's very magical. When you become dysregulated, if you remember who you are and why you are on the planet, and that you are divinely supported 24 hours a day, all the time, always, gratitude will allow you to realign yourself and to recalibrate. Realignment and recalibration is key when things get crazy and chaotic and sketchy and uncomfortable. And so gratitude is a beautiful key to recalibrate and to realign. Let gratitude ground you and recenter you, dear ones, when the world around you feels shaky or ungrounded. And as you remain on course, you're able to really fulfill your beautiful work. Let gratitude be a key that assists you. So let's stay in the balance of giving, giving from our soul structure, no more, no less, what is aligned, appropriate, and designated for the beings on this planet and off planet, if you will. Let's remain in gratitude and let's receive the angelic light support that is being gifted to us, not only to heal the pain and suffering of our ancestors that got passed down genetically and epigenetically, but also let's receive the angelic light support that's being gifted to us through acts of creativity, which are going to manifest as healing and abundance, prosperity, discernment, and wisdom, and all things that are swirling around us in our lives and around our lives that are not aligned, that are unfair, that are unjust. We ask for our guardian protectors to lift those things up and to escort those things to divine spiritual court, where divine judgment will be activated and fairness will occur and problems are resolved. Deep breath, empath. Let's clear any energy of heaviness, density, anything that's not aligned, anything that's not appropriate, anything that obstructs your soul structure from staying congruent with the divine plan, and anything that prevents you from being in your highest light. Clear now. And so it is. All my love and light to all of you. These are the messages I have for you this week, sending you blessings for your upcoming week. And stay the course, dear ones. You got this. You're divinely supported, and you have all that you need to accomplish your mission assignments as a beautiful divine empath collective, helping humanity, helping our planet Gaia ascend. I'll see you again. Have a great week.